Now at 11:23 this morning, there's a push to spread LGBTQ plus pride in Milwaukee. A rainbow crosswalk campaign in Walker's Point is honoring the neighborhood's historic queer spaces. Joining me now to discuss is Dan Terrio with the Wisconsin LGBT History Project. Dan, it's always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's talk about, before we get to the crosswalks, October is actually LGBT History Month, different than Pride Month, which is celebrated in June. Tell me about the History Month and what you guys are really working on.
So National LGBTQ History Month is really designed to highlight the stories, experiences, the locations that really define LGBTQ plus heritage. So when we think about way back when, a lot of LGBTQ plus folk were told they don't have a history, they don't have a heritage. And so the month is really designed to highlight these stories, especially to counteract the erasure, which is the reason why a lot of that existed. And it ties into the work that we're doing here with the Wisconsin LGBTQ History Project.
Pretty opposite than erasure is coloring some sidewalks, right?
Yeah.
With rainbow chalk or
the
paint.
Rainbows are here.
The rainbows are here for Walker's Point. Tell us about this campaign.
So Walker's Point, we're talking about history, has been one of the longest serving LGBTQ plus neighborhoods in Milwaukee. I mean, there's been establishments, bars, restaurants, spaces that were really inclusive for the LGBTQ plus community. And this project is really designed to bring that identity, that this is a safe place, this is an inclusive place, and as we've been saying, the rainbows are home.
Yeah, and we got that exclusive video from News Shopper 12 showing that intersection of 2nd and National. This is video from just this morning. So the crosswalks, they are officially painted. You guys are celebrating with a ribbon cutting this afternoon?
Yep, today at 5 o'clock outside of Lacage at 2nd and National, we will do the formal unveiling, recognition of the crosswalks. We're going to have several local speakers from the city and county that will speak about the significance of this, especially as we are in LGBTQ History Month. We're also going to be dedicating these in honor of Jim Dorn. And Jim Dorn, he and his partner were the first LGBTQ couple to own a LGBTQ establishment in the Walker's Point neighborhood. Because at that time, there were a lot of non-LGBTQ plus folk that owned establishments as a way to really marginalize or capitalize, fund off of a marginalized community. Right. And so we're going to formally acknowledge Jim and his work and his creation of these safe spaces for LGBTQ plus folk.
Yeah, folks who are familiar with the Cathedral Square crosswalks may notice that there are crosswalks there that are painted rainbow as well. Is this a continuation of that project? Are they separate? Are they separate? Are they different?
It's a continuation. The thing to point out too, this is 100% privately funded. There's no public dollars going into this. So we have been fundraising. If individuals watching this right now want to donate, we are still accepting donations as we speak. And so it's a continuation, really making sure that we are highlighting LGBTQ plus spaces within our city.
We've seen other cities, unfortunately, come to kind of a debate over issues like this, crosswalks, for example, in Florida. You guys are willing to do this despite that. Why is that important?
We're an inclusive city. We're an inclusive state. And I think when we look throughout history, when we look at other cultures, so whether it be racial, gender, the list can really go on, they have symbols of visibility. These crosswalks are a symbol of visibility. It's really about creating a welcoming, inclusive environment, and that pretty much sums it right there. We are an inclusive city, we're an inclusive neighborhood, and this is where these rainbows belong.
Dan Terrio, thanks so much for being here. Talk all about it. We do appreciate it. Again, the community is invited to gather outside of Lacage nightclub at 5 o'clock tonight for that ribbon cutting and celebration of the new rainbow crosswalks. You can find them at 2nd and National in Milwaukee's Walker's Point neighborhood.